Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Weekend is almost here. Coming up in just a few minutes, we will drink, we will toast with a shot of the day that it's Bad Choice Friday.
It's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
And it's a 25 from 50 inspired Bad Choice Friday today as Ryan Castle takes you through 50 years of KISW 25 from 50 Saturday and Sunday right here at noon on The Rock. And this weekend, Ryan's going to take you back to 1991, an incredible year in music. Speaking of, it is today the 30th anniversary of the release of Nevermind, Bad Motor Finger, and Blood Sugar Sex Magic from Red Hot Chili Peppers. So there's all kinds of great music from 1991. And then there are these choices like Right Said Fred.
Too sexy for my shirt, so sexy it hurts.
Oh, so painful.
I'm too sexy for Milan, too sexy for Milan.
Now I got $20 on Right Said Fred.
You think Right Said Fred wins?
I'm hoping so. Castle's got $20 on Color Me Bad.
All I wanna do is I wanna sex you up.
Little side action on today's Bad Choice Friday. We need a responsible gambling ambassador. That's what we need in here. So we don't get all this money. That's a fact. Yeah. So, Right Said Fred taking on Color Me Bad. If you'd like to vote, go to our Twitter at Men's Room Live. One of those two tunes coming up right after we drink a toast with the shot of the day. All right, the question: good or bad? What image from childhood is still burned into your head? And here come those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
Had a couple from today. Afternoon, you sexy bitches. I've had a lot of childhood experiences that left an everlasting image. But one that remains with me is when I cut the end of my right finger off. Ooh. Got it caught in the front sprocket of my bicycle as I was riding and checking the chain for tightness. Grabbed the chain, blood everywhere. Rock on, bitches. That from the Elk Plain Drifter. Gentlemen, fine Friday to you. 20 years ago, I was working at a store belonging to a local coffee corporation in downtown Tacoma. We had a pretty regular cast of homeless folks. Many of us got to know them by name. One of my most notable was Stu, who was no longer allowed inside the store because of his aroma. Stu was known to let it all go in his pants to the point it would accumulate and be very visible. It was sad, really. Well, after a shift one day, I was at a stoplight right by the store, and right in the crosswalk in front of me, Stu just passes, squats very slightly forward, and unloads in his pants. Jesus. Then proceeds to finish going across the street. We made eye contact. It was like looking your dog in the eye when he's dropping one. Have a great weekend, and go Hawks. That from Dan in Tacoma. As we move on to the birthday requests, guys, today is our amazing twins, Zach and Aaron's 9th birthday. We would love it if you would give them a Suck It Up cupcake. A Bruce Willis and your penis is too small. We all love the show. That from Mom and Dad.
So, suck it up, cupcake!
She got a roof to donate. Guys, my rock and roll daughter turned 25 today. She's an Air Force lieutenant stationed in country music territory. Any advice from the dirty Germans how she should cope with the CW rubes on her birthday? Love you guys. That from Carl and Kelly in Olympia.
Yeah, this is what I know if you're in country music territory. Everyone around you is hot. Lay on your back, spread your legs, close your eyes, and just let it happen.
Yeah, so one thing I know is that some of these men, some of these college football teams, the rings, they may let you down if it's the ice cold beer or not.
Guys, want to give my stunning wife, Sydney, a birthday shout-out. She is the strongest, smartest person that I have ever met. Could you have the Dirty Germans talk about drunk hiking and a big old bong rip if you could? Thank you, guys. That from Cody.
Yeah, I like to do what we call indoor hiking when I'm drunk. I simply follow the treasure trail to the mud flats.
Yeah, I just leave my boots on while we have sex.
While eating Chex Mix.
Yeah, trail mix. Yeah, so I mix it up on the trail.
Hiking sex is so stinky, though.
Doesn't matter. You don't care.
Hiking sex?
If you're hiking and then you're camping, you know what I mean? For extended days.
Yeah, I'm thinking about just a day hike and popping off the trail.
Gotcha.
Popping off, Miles.
Popping.
You know what I'm saying? I'm over here, that bear looking at me.
Guys, today is Mr. Bingadie's birthday, a.k.a. Shanawana Ding Dongs. He should be at work waxing his tool cart, but I'm pretty sure he skipped out to go home to get in some kind of crazy preparation for his funky elk hunt. Couldn't you have hunters Ted, Steve, and Miles talk all over themselves about hunting? Thanks, guys. That from Pat. Well, I'm trying to think.
I'm not sure that I've ever hunted anything in my
like 12
life.
years old, to be honest.
I've been to fishing. Does that count? I mean, that's fishing.
Everybody
I can do that one.
Just screamed to me.
I miss the guy.
hunting
They did a crow, but no one can handle things. In the end, I felt like it was kind of useless for me.
Yep. But Jonas, I want to give a birthday shout out to my amazing husband, Zach. He is 30 today. How about a big old happy birthday with a original fish sandwich? And the Dirty Germans talking about turning 30. Thank you, guys. You rock. That from his badass wife, Adriana, and kids Michael and Alexis.
Two Oregon fish sandwich.
Yeah, turning 30, that's a fantastic age. Try the 30 position. If you pay attention to this, it does not involve your body, just the mouth. You want to be the number 3.
Yeah, this is a bad cause there.
Yeah.
So, because if you play with the 3 enough, eventually you get to the O.
Yeah.
Adrienne, not Adriana. I'm getting bad.
Whatever.
Yeah. Naked Ladies, today is my homie Nathan Slack's 34th birthday. Can he get a mix from DJ Mike Hawk of his favorite sounds? And Captain Crunch talking about gorillas at the zoo. Thanks, bitches. That from Justin.
I think order has been disturbed.
I just said that.
You like that? You like that?
Well, you know the thing about gorillas at the zoo. It's always unpredictable in Cincinnati. They might get shot in the face when you're looking at them. But the old Bronx Zoo, that's where the action is. And right now, if you visit, there's 2 gorillas that might be of interest to you. You've heard of Curious George. Well, now they have Bi-Curious George. But more importantly, and he just made the video rounds earlier this week, is Mighty Joe Tongue. So nicknamed by his female counterpart. Crunchberries.
Guys, I want to give a big shout out to...
I like the captain.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always a party with me. If you watch the video longer, you see me show up in the enclosure.
Guys, big shout out to my husband, JD, for his birthday today. He's admired, loved, and appreciated by so many. How about a fish sandwich, turtle sex, and a big old bong rip? Thanks, guys, and keep on rocking. That from Terry.
Fish sandwich.
Damn, Terry!
Get up there.
Oh, no, Terry!
All the guys. Long-time listener, first-time emailer. Can I get some birthday love for my hubby, Vinny? He's the big 5-0 today. A bong rip would do, a fish sandwich, and maybe the Dirty Germans giving him some advice for getting over the hill. Thanks, guys, and rock on. That's from LD.
A fillet of fish sandwich.
Yeah, you have to understand, my last name is Hill. So in my world, when you get over the hill, that means you're on top.
Yeah, said you gotta watch out because you have a Smith behind you. Yeah, Vinny, we're gonna find out tonight how well you cooks your pasta sauce.
Guys, husband DJ Maury is 55 years old today. How about a fish sandwich montage and some Dirty Germans? Thanks, guys. That from Holly.
Can I get a fillet of fish sandwich?
So you
know I got
I'll have a
it right.
fish sandwich.
Oh, brother, can I have a fish sandwich? With the cheese and the tartar on the side.
I'll order a fish sandwich.
Is it too early for a fish sandwich? Cheese and tartar on the side. I smell the fish sandwich. Maybe some dinner relish in the morning. At noon, and at night.
Can I buy you a fish sandwich? Though you don't want a fish sandwich?
Yeah, it seems to me that for your birthday, you should actually try to celebrate Christmas early and have yourself, a holly jolly Christmas.
Yeah, well, her husband is his DJ Maury. Maybe he should dare and have her do, play with the tables, do a little scratching. So then puts your needle on her vinyl.
Yeah, scratch her turntable.
Yeah. Siri, that should work.
Wiki.
Yeah.
Yeah, put those tools to work.
Yeah. Just this time you DJ with just 2 fingers apiece.
2-finger DJ, they call it.
2-finger DJ. Just burp, burp. And then she'll think you're done. You yell, remix! As you go back down there. She puts in that work.
Guys, happy 60th birthday to James. Can he get a ladies' man fish sandwich? And Captain Crunch telling him it's brighter outside of the closet. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Can I buy you a fish sandwich?
Ooh. Well, it might be true that it's brighter on the outside of the closet, but the old captain, much like Tarzan, swings both ways. You can hang out in the closet for me. It's where I met Tom Cruise the first time. Just keep the lights off and pretend it's somebody else's mouth. Then you'll feel my mustache. Crunch Berry.
All right, guys, here we go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Thank you, Bob. A couple extra emails here. Ted, this one's for you. Hey,
All
Ted. Right. Did you hear the good news? Formula One is scheduled to race in Miami starting next May. That makes 2 U.S. Grand Prix events if they continue to race in Austin, Texas. That from Eric from the Sound.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Because right now they just, the racetrack of the Americas in Austin.
Would you ever go?
Yeah, no, I'll definitely go. I'll definitely go to one here in the States.
Okay.
I had a buddy that's going this year. I thought about it, but instead we chose Milwaukee. It was a price issue.
Oh, well,
Formula One is not a cheap sport to go watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, it is not.
Okay. Let's see here. Perks of the job. Guys, listening to your show on the Odyssey app from a few weeks back, you were talking about the perks of the job. My wife is a retired flight attendant, and right after we got married in 98, she was working a flight to Tokyo. So I tagged along. Got to fly first class, both directions, standby, and rode the crew bus to the hotel and back with the crew. Whole trip cost me $105, and I easily ate and drank that much booze on the flights. Her friends working first class hooked me up with all the booze and wine and food I wanted. I was stuffed. We also flew to Seattle, to Amsterdam, first class round trip on our 1-year anniversary because she hadn't called in sick for a year. That was awesome on such a long flight. Took advantage of her perks. 1 year we flew standby to Hawaii for a week 3 times in 3 months. Plus trips to Mexico, Arizona, and Boston, all flying standby. My job, I had a great perk, or used to, was part of a beer distributorship in Portland, Oregon. So I could grab all the free samples I wanted. We distributed several dozen craft beers, so I got my hands on some real high-end rare stuff that was really hard to come by. Sold it 3 years ago. No regrets. Living my best life now. Cheers, guys. That from Jim, your loyal Pasco podcaster, using the Odyssey app. Mike's got an interesting story coming up for you, Jim, about twerking.
Let's say he's out there in the twerking section.
That's right. Most impressive thing that your pet has ever done. All the guys, back in the day, I was living with 3 of my friends. One of my buddies had the sweetest lab I've ever met. I basically helped raise it from a puppy. Well, me and one of my roommates decided to move out together, and the night before we were going to move, we decided to throw a party. We all went in the store to get supplies. When we got back, the dog was waiting for us at the door, and it had that look in its eyes. We walk up the stairs to the living room, and the only couch out of the 3 couches that was mine was missing a cushion. It was on the other side of the living room, all ripped up with the stuffing everywhere. I couldn't even get mad because I truly believe this dog knew the couch was mine and was just pissed I was moving out. It was too big of a coincidence. Later, fellas, and rock on. That from Morgan. All right, I think it's time we go back in time to the last time that we played Ted versus the FCC. So if we could, let's go back in time.
At the city shore, Sip Shack sits Shane's Shifty City Ship Schlitz. Shane's City Sheep Sheets sit at the city shore ship shack until they're shipped by Shane's Shifty City Ship Schlitz.
3 times fast.
At the city shore ship shack sits Shane's Shifty City Ship Schlitz. Shane's City Sheep Sheets sit at the city shore ship shack until they're shipped by Shane's Shifty City Ship Schlitz.
1.
At the city shore ship shack sits Shane's Shifty City Ship Schlitz. Shane's City Sheep Sheets sit at the...
Yeah, let's do it again.
And now, everyone's favorite daytime game show, where one person could lose $325,000 and their job, or win, and walk away with nothing. It's time for Ted versus the FCC.
Oh, so tired. We can push through though because it's Friday, you know what I'm saying? Oh man, our brains were on fire last night, Mike.
No, literally.
Oh, creativity.
Literally, the drug we got was weird.
I'm not sure what that was. It's still burning the inside of my nostrils.
It was interesting to watch while I was sipping my cocoa.
Mm-hmm. Did you enjoy the cocoa?
It was great.
Okay. I do my best work.
A little bit sugarier than I usually have, though.
Don't ask questions.
I was wired, man.
Yeah. Lo and behold, though, we come in here and believe it or not, you're not going to believe this. We got a email from a listener. I know that seems a little bit strange, especially for Ted versus the FCC. Actually, we got a Ted versus the FCC submission, maybe for the first time ever, from a listener.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I would not have worked so hard last night had I known.
Says, gentlemen, I figured since Miles and Thrill are always up until the wee hours of the morning concocting challenges for Ted, I'd give them a break this week.
Hey, thank you, man.
Good luck, Ted.
So kind.
This is an oldie but a goodie from Jay, and it's very simple, and it's one of the older tongue twisters out there, but it goes something like this.
All right.
1 sock cutter, he cuts socks. 2 sock cutters, they cut socks. 3 sock cutters, they cut socks. 4 sock cutters, they cut socks.
So cool. Almost got you there, Montgomery.
The way that we play Ted versus the FCC is you got to read that 1 time through and then 3 times fast.
1 sock cutter, he cuts socks. 2 sock cutters, they cut socks. 3 sock cutters, they cut socks. 4 sock cutters, they cut socks.
3 times fast.
1 sock cutter, he cuts socks. 2 sock cutters, they cut socks. 3 sock cutters, they cut socks. 4 sock cutters, they cut socks. 1 sock cutter, he cuts socks. 2 sock cutter, they cut socks. 3 sock cutters, they cut socks. 4 sock cutters, they cut socks.
2.
1 sock cutter, he cuts socks. 2 sock cutters, they cut socks. 3 sock cutters, they cut socks. 4 sock cutters, they cut socks.
Ho, 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 ho.
There you go. W.
Another one in the win column on Ted versus the FCC. Keep in mind, Ted versus the FCC redemption is coming up with the Men's Room Happy Hour. You are listening to the Men's Room.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Kickstart summer with Memorial Day values at Lowe's. Choose 4 or more eligible Samsung appliances to complete your dream kitchen and laundry room. Plus, get 10% back via MasterCard gift card rebate. Also, save now on the latest Samsung appliances, like the bespoke refrigerator with panels in a variety of colors to mix and match. It's an easy way to create your own unique look. Memorial Day values start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today. Offer ends June 13th. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details.
Geico asks, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. And when it comes to great rates on insurance, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, truck, motorcycle, boat, and RV. Even help with homeowners or renters coverage. Plus, add an easy-to-use mobile app, available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more, and Geico is an easy choice. Switch today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com or contact your local agent today.
99.9 KISW. The men's room is in progress.
Coming up in just minutes, we will drink, we will toast with a shot of the day into the weekend. And we do have your headlines on the way 1 hour from now.
To hear him say that.
First, quick check in with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All righty then. The FBI has listed Goodness gracious.
Focus, Mike. Focus.
I'm trying, man. I'm scared here.
You're all right. One of those days.
The FBI has loosened their restrictions about hiring people that have smoked marijuana, but only if you used it no more than 24 times in your life.
Yeah,
sure.
It was 23.
They know you're going to lie to them.
Right.
They know this. Basically what they're saying is, like, if you're going to lie to us and say you've only done it 24 times in a life, if we do occasionally pop you for a test, it should come up clean.
Right. Dude, my buddy, this happened to him. You know my buddy Will.
Yeah.
He went through all the process, like, everything. And then, like, one of the last tests or whatever, he was like, oh, hey, I smoked weed, like, twice. It hasn't been 3 years, though. It's been 2 years, like, 11 months. And they were like, oh, sorry, we can't take you. Like, good call, FBI.
Well done.
No, it worked out well for him. I mean, corporate Under Armour, and now works for Bishotti.
Oh,
there
Jesus.
you go.
Yeah.
Really?
But it's just amazing. Like, I get it, but now that it's becoming a little more, like, you know, that's like saying you can't work for the FBI if you had a beer underage.
But the problem, I think the problem with the FBI, I don't think the FBI honestly cared.
No.
Yeah.
But most administrations that go in, because it's a federal thing. Right. You know what I mean? Just like, sorry, man. I remember, I could not believe this.
The agent listening to this right now is baked.
I applied for a job at a restaurant in New Orleans. First of all, everyone in every restaurant is high on something. And if they're not good at their job, right? So, and it's New Orleans. Everybody's drunk. People do drugs, whatever. And I could not believe it. Went through this interview process. But the woman, she really, really, really wanted to hire me. And we were just getting along as people. So I'm like, bam, I got this. So the last thing she said was, we do drug testing here. Is that going to be a problem? And I said, it's not going to be a problem for me. But I think you guys might be upset at what you find. I said, but that said, to tell you how good of an employee I am, at that time, it was like $90 for them to submit the test.
Goodness.
So I can save you guys $90 to just tell you what you find.
Right.
I'm like, I'm already cost cutting for you, and I did not get that job.
Colombia is considering giving people 2 paid days off work to mourn the loss of a pet.
A pet?
Yes.
Okay.
So, you got to put your dog down, or maybe your cat runs away. I'll give you 2 days.
I'm moving to Bogota.
Just for that.
Bogota.
Whatever it is.
Bogota.
Did you say Bogota?
That sounds like a car.
I gotta go.
I don't know how they knew I wasn't from the country.
You gotta go.
Where are you from? Bogota.
Bogota.
Sir, do you mean Bogota? No, Bogota.
Bogota.
Got a lot of drugs.
Get the hell out of here.
The Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America has recommended people not attempt the new trend of inhaling hydrogen peroxide to treat COVID-19.
Oh, my God.
Again, if you're talking to adults, don't warn them.
Right. This had to be said.
Hey, no, it didn't. Again, if you're an adult, we don't have to tell you this.
Right.
You should already know, and if you don't, you're doing us a favor.
Right.
It is unlikely that you are contributing anything positive or beneficial to society if you have not already reasoned that snorting hydrogen peroxide is a bad idea.
That just means that you believe and do anything that social media tells you to do. And that's kind of the problem that we're dealing with right now. So
It is a self-correcting problem.
It's a fact.
Stop warning people.
The average person has 3 credit cards, and only 1 in 3 pay it off in full each month.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, most credit cards, look, they don't want you to pay it off.
No.
Right. One, so depending, like American Express, you got to pay, basically it's a debit card.
Yes.
Like, you can make a $500,000 purchase. They don't ask any questions, but you're going to owe this on that date. They don't do the whole rollover
Well,
thing,
the way they sucker me in, man, is just based on the point system that you get.
Sure.
So if you have a Alaskan Airlines credit card or whatever, stick with that one, just so that you'll maybe be able to get a free ticket down the road. That's the way I look at it. If you got 3 or 4 of all those points kind of spread out on you,
right?
But whatever you do the most, like if you stay in a hotel a lot or you fly or whatever your gimmick is, Nordstrom cards gives you points back on clothes. Whatever you're into, just stick with that one card, man.
And keep in mind, if you pay off your credit card debt on time, if you're like overly responsible, it's problematic down the road. Well, my wife and I went to buy a house. They called me a debt risk because I was not in debt.
Right.
All right, so they went through all my stuff, and they said, well, you keep paying your credit card things off.
My God.
On time. I said, because that's what you goddamn do as an adult. I choose to be responsible. I mean, it's my freaking money. I want to know what's going on. And they said, look, you need to carry some debt for them to be comfortable giving you a loan. And honest to God, so I had to ask out loud. I said, what you're telling me is, they're not sure if I'm responsible because for the last decade, I've been responsible. They can see whatever I've charged, and I paid it off, which is the agreement I signed in the first place, and that's risky behavior.
Right.
And they said, yeah. So for about 3 months, maybe we just charged the living hell. I mean, we bought ourselves a bunch of crap.
Sure.
That we didn't need. I said, whatever you do, don't pay that. And sure enough, got a great loan. I'm like, this is goddamn ridiculous.
It is.
It is. It's so ass backwards.
Heavens to Betsy. A new study found that 43% of us are doing our childhood dream job.
That many, huh?
Yeah. You know what was the percentage? 43%. And I'll circle back to that in here in just a minute because I actually do have a top 10 list that we're going to cover. All right.
Okay.
Just a second here. But 1 in 6 people have already started holiday shopping.
The older I get, well, that's not true. Having kids, I understand.
Yeah.
Because there's certain things that certain of them want that I know will be more in demand as we get closer.
Yeah.
So you kind of have the if you see this thing at goddamn Target, just buy it now and we'll put it in the closet.
I start doing it online right around this time of year just because I'm an idiot and I forget things rather quickly. So that aren't important in the immediate time. Based on what we got going on here at work, I got to worry about what's happening in the immediate. So if it's on my brain and I know that somebody wants something, I'll buy it as quickly as I can, just so I'm not that jackass on December 23rd running around the mall in the midst of everybody else trying to get what they get. Because I've been that guy before.
I will give you a secret.
Sucks.
I will give you a hint. And this applies to everyone on the show. If you think of it and you're scared that you will forget, email my wife.
Oh, okay.
She'll have that goddamn thing ordered for you and tell you, she'll be like, Venmo me the money.
Cool.
That is everything. Like, hey.
Hey.
Yeah.
Let me up.
Yeah, just text her like, hey, don't let me forget this. She won't.
Me and my brother used to always shop on the 23rd.
Yeah.
That was just like our thing.
Right.
We'd hit the mall on the 23rd, deal with the crowds, go get beers.
Yeah.
See, I don't like dealing with the crowds, Ted.
Yeah, but they also got beers.
Yeah, it's just like a tradition.
For me, it's a chore. I gotta do all this crap. 1 out of 3. And then I gotta stay up the entire night beforehand, wrapping every before Christmas morning the next day and act like it's been sitting under the tree for 3 weeks.
Are you serious? You don't have children.
I know. But I have a tree and I keep the presents underneath. It's a good little display.
But I'm saying, why are you staying up on Christmas Eve? Just wrap them before.
Wrap them before Christmas Eve?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm an idiot, Ted, and I forget to wrap these things and I put it off. I'm not doing it because I like the tradition of wrapping on Christmas Eve. I do it because I'm a moron.
I do not like wrapping the gifts on Christmas Eve. No. More than that, I hate putting together that goddamn thing that we bought for the kids that we need to put together on Christmas Eve. Yep. And now it is 4:30 in the morning, and I know they will be up in 2.5 hours.
Yep.
It's Christmas morning!
I know, goddammit.
Yay!
The presents will still be there.
There was a rule in my household. Nobody talks to us till 9.
9?
9.
My parents made us wait until 7. My kids, I say wait until 7, but honest to God truth, my daughter gets very, very excited about Christmas Day, which I love, and I get it, you're a kid. Her younger brother, you try to wake him up, he's like, it's a day off, and the gifts will be there. Seriously, he is
the rule in my house growing up was you couldn't open presents until everyone was awake.
Right.
So that was a good thing because I slept in. I'm sleeping.
I always liked when I was a kid, we had the tree in the basement. So you'd be up, but you had to wait for your parents to get up. And then it was like, my dad had to go downstairs first, make sure Santa was gone.
I see. See, I couldn't get my parents up before 7 o'clock on Christmas Day when I was a kid. But now my dad wants Christmas morning to start at like 8 o'clock in the morning because we're going to do breakfast. Like, where was this before?
Dude, you're adults. Do breakfast at 9 or 10.
Yes.
10.
Come on, man. Help me out. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, like I go to brunch on Christmas Day at like noon.
Right. I'm an adult, man. I wake up at Christmas. I don't want to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning on Christmas Day. I don't. I want to wake up at 9. The average person has over 1,600 unread emails and 47 unread texts.
Wow. That would drive me nuts.
I don't know how you can do it, man.
I don't either.
Well, I know I have a lot of unread.
Oh, I do. In my private email?
All right, so
a lot of it's
count
just
right there.
spam or whatever.
Yeah, but I
like,
delete them when they get there, though.
My Apple phone.
292 emails.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, man.
But it's on my iPhone, right? So the only I don't even know what that email address is. So I know factually no one I know has sent me anything. It's just like Apple sends you buy this, here's an update. What, right? So my wife saw it the other day. At that point, it was like 63. So why do you have so many emails? So I've never checked it since I got the phone. I've never given out this email address.
No.
There's nothing on there I need to see.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like my private email, like stuff, if it's something I need to look at, I open it.
Mm-hmm.
If not, I just kind of forget and it just sits in there.
Mm-hmm. I'm just curious to see how many emails I have on my iPhone before I have to update and get a new iPhone. I'm trying to get to about 1,500.
That'd be cool.
I mean, it's just a goal because I'm never going to read it.
As I said before, 43% of Americans claim that they're in their dream job right now, or at least one of the jobs that they wanted as a kid. Another 19% said that they used to have their dream job, but don't anymore. So this caused people to ask a couple questions here. And the average person was 7 years old the first time that they knew what their quote-unquote dream job was.
Man, that's early.
Do you guys have any idea what your dream job was when you were younger?
I know, it sounds like policeman, fireman.
Right. And it's exactly. And it's not that. It's that you were going to do all of them. So I was going to be a policeman. I was going to be a fireman.
That's right.
I was definitely going to be an astronaut. I was going to be a trash guy because at that time they still rode on the back of the truck, which was the appeal.
That always did look fun.
But also, I was going to do all of that while also playing NFL football.
Attaboy.
Yeah. and I do none of those.
When I was a kid, I thought that there were literally 3 jobs that you could choose. And it was whatever. you drove one of the 3 light-up cars. You're either a policeman, you were either a fireman, or I think I called it an ambulance man back
Yeah,
in
an
the
ambulance
day.
man, yeah.
Right. You're driving one of the 3 emergency vehicles. So I asked my dad, which one are you, Dad? He says, I'm an auctioneer. I don't know what that means.
Right.
I'm 5. And then, of course, I wanted to be an auctioneer after that. Ted, any dream jobs that you had when you were younger?
Oh, same thing. Probably baseball player was number 1.
Nice. So actually, we do have the top 10 things that we wanted to be as kids. Number 10, a writer. You guys ever have that writer friend? Had a crap ton of notebooks that they had in there, and they
in my teen years, I did for sure. Yeah.
A couple more here on the honorable mentions. Here were computer programmer, veterinarian, pilot, business owner, and astronaut.
Pilot was a big one.
Pilot was a big one. And number 9 is the athlete. That's where you get your basketball players, your football players, your baseball players, all them. Top 10 things that we wanted to be as kids.
Youth sports are popular.
Yeah.
That's right. Number 8 was a dancer. My sisters both did ballet when I was younger. I don't know that either of them ever actually wanted to be a dancer.
Right. Okay. I got you.
You know,
probably after they started in ballet, decided I do not want to be a dancer.
Exactly.
Now they're working the pole.
I feel like, oh God,
so proud of you, baby.
In ballet shoes.
You knew when you were 7.
You got your dream job.
Yeah, all the tap, all that stuff.
Work.
Did you imagine you go to a strip club, she comes on tap dances?
That'd
See,
be
it's
awesome.
great.
Everything's just jiggling all around.
You got a tough edge.
Dude, I went to a strip club the other night. Woman tapped. It was amazing.
She better be very attractive.
That would
Come
be
see this
awesome.
chick, man.
That would be awesome.
Yes. Have a gal come out there do puppetry. Number 7, a scientist. And
That's
for
a
me,
very broad term.
exactly. Yet we all used it. I'm going to be a scientist. For what?
Well, I don't know.
That's right. I'm
Science?
going to do science. It's when I'm going to stand in front of a table with things that are bubbling and different colored chemicals that are all just sitting there.
And wear a white lab coat.
And say Bunsen burner. Top 10 things that we want.
A lot of people did grow up to be scientists. It was meth.
You know what? That is a good point.
Yeah.
Like they're chemists.
I'm a chemist.
Well, they're chemists, correct.
There's a lot of mathematicians out there, the guys that do all the drugs and the metric system that can do the conversion to standard instantly.
And go become a business owner and a salesman.
I'm an indoor farmer.
Yes.
I'm a closet farmer.
Closet farmer, yeah.
Closet farmer. What are you growing?
Oh, carrots, peas.
I buy all the red lights. Number 6, singer or musician.
Of course.
Sure. I feel like Disney Channel tells us that we all want to be singers, though. Every little girl needs to be a singer.
But everybody likes to sing. You don't do it
kids
in
like to
front
sing.
of people. But like my daughter literally sings. The girl sings in her sleep. It is a dance. She'll be dead asleep and she's singing. It's like, Jesus, do you ever shut up? I mean, you're asleep and your mouth is open. My
Man,
God.
set a recorder next to her bed. We drop that mixtape. Top 10 things that we wanted to be as kids. Number 5 is a teacher.
Yep.
That one always amazed me. Because
No.
there was a handful of kids that did want to be teachers, but as soon as they got into school, everybody complained about being in school, which is why I never understood how teachers ever were a thing.
There's a lot of teaching, for kids, it's kind of like your parents, right? You said your dad was an auctioneer and you're like, oh, I want to be an auctioneer.
Right.
So a lot of times when you meet a teacher that has an impact on you as a
You look
younger
up to
kid.
them,
Yeah.
Yeah, no question.
Especially like if, nowadays, like everybody's parents are working and stuff. I mean, for me, right, both my parents work. So there's a lot of teachers that had very specific influence.
You bet. Number 4 was an artist.
Well,
Sure.
Yet again, that's broad, but we always thought of painting.
I was going to say, right, finger painting.
You know why? Because when you're growing up, every single piece of artwork you bring home is beautiful and wonderful. And it's so good that it's up on the fridge. So it must be good. And guess what? It's not. It's called nostalgic. It's called, as a parent, it means something to me, but don't get mad when I say, oh, it's a beautiful horse. It's not a horse, it's a cow. And you're like, Jesus Christ. I didn't know. Hey, that's a quick lesson, by the way, if you're a new parent, if your kids are not in school yet, when they come home with artwork, don't guess what it is unless they ask you to guess what it is. Because when you tell them that's a beautiful fill in the blank, when they break into tears, and you're like, oh, damn it. Okay.
Nice elephant.
Not a cow, not a cow.
It's a flamingo.
Is it a flamingo? It's not even an animal. Like, oh,
it's a vacuum cleaner.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I was going to say that. God, that's some horrible art.
Number 3, an actor or an actress. Makes sense. It's all you want.
Of course.
Number 2, a lawyer.
That's higher up than I would have guessed.
As a kid, I can't
Because you really
imagine.
don't understand the dynamic of what that job entails.
No, but I think it's just kind of the drama that you would see in any kind of pop culture reference. The
TV,
Perry
right,
Masons
and
of
the
the
TV
day.
show. Right, you always do good. Right, there's a perception we have of lawyers in general. But, when you watch TV, they fight for the good. They'll go to hell and back for it.
That's right.
You got to remember, like 2% of lawyers are trial lawyers.
Right.
That actually,
Right, like my
speak
buddy
in front of a jury.
Like my buddy Joe. I'd want to be a lawyer because he's actually a trial
In
lawyer.
court, right.
But if most lawyers I know, he's got to be one of the only ones I know that will go try a case.
Right, I'd say most people I know that are lawyers.
Yeah.
They're like,
My brother's a lawyer. He's never even done that, ever.
I was going to say, he's probably never been in a courtroom.
No, he's a corporate lawyer.
Yeah.
He just threatens people with lawsuits.
Exactly. He just serves papers.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is the number 1 thing that we wanted to be as a kid. We've danced all around it. Nobody's touched it, especially nowadays. A doctor or a nurse.
Well, sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It takes a certain level of intelligence, though,
It does.
which I do not possess.
You ever hear that kid say that they want to be a doctor and you know instantly that they're not going to be a doctor?
Oh, yeah.
and you don't know. So I'm like, you're too stupid.
We had a guidance counselor, but he just cut to the quick, like, hell no.
Oh, no.
He's supposed to be Mr. Positive uplifting. He's like, no way. No effing way. I'll bet you $100.
And you're 25 reunion. I will give you $10,000.
You're a doctor.
I wonder about that sometimes. Should we be more honest with kids?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to be president. No,
you're
not.
not.
No.
It's not going to happen.
I mean,
It's about how much. It's about having money.
right. If you can make the money, you can go ahead and do anything you want. But some kids, I want to be a doctor. Like, no, you're not.
It's going to be a basketball player. You're 4 foot.
Look, you might be in college for 8 years, but it's going to be a 4-year course. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, like my niece played high school sports, but when she was a little kid, she really loved track, and we were just like, just stop it.
Oh, no.
Like,
Yeah,
you're
you have
sorry.
to.
You're not going to get much taller. You're still a Smith. Like, just put
have
a
to.
stick in your hand and go hit somebody.
Stick to the shot put.
Yeah, no, stay in your lane, friend.
A woman in Florida was arrested for beating her boyfriend, but you'll never guess why.
Why?
Tell you all about it 1 hour from now.
Thank you, Mike Hawk. Headlines are on the way 1 hour from now, but first, we made it to the weekend and drinking time.
Realtors abide by a code of ethics. This is Article 9 in action. Beth, a first-time homebuyer, knew nothing about the home buying process, except that she wanted to buy a home. But her realtor had the expertise to make sure Beth understood every document, even giving her copies to review with her lawyer so Beth could close on her first home with confidence. Complicated things explained in simple terms. The difference between an agent and a realtor is real. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Kickstart summer with Memorial Day values at Lowe's. Choose 4 more eligible Samsung appliances to complete your dream kitchen and laundry room. Plus, get 10% back via MasterCard gift card rebate. Also, save now on the latest Samsung appliances, like the bespoke refrigerator with panels in a variety of colors to mix and match. It's an easy way to create your own unique look. Memorial Day values start now at Lowe's. Shop in-store or online today. Offer ends June 13th. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details.